We are here for round 2, and it's the second race in a row where we start in wet conditions. We have not had a dry race this year, so we do not know what the real race pace of every car is. All we know is that Williams have seriously improved their car, but Audi having a torrid time in qualifying. Can they come back in the race with almost every team bringing an upgrade today? It's going to be very good to see how the order is shaken up today, but let's get through to the race. They have completed their formation lap, and now we await those 5 bright red lights, and the Chinese Grand Prix is underway. We go racing here in Shanghai for the first time in 2026. Zhou gets off to a poor start there. Safran is already on the inside, and he's already up into first place, and it's another battle between these two. Seb moving through into P3 for a brief moment. Summerfield trying to come back, and he does come back, but Seb has the advantage. He's using battery, and he's on the inside. Could he get the dive on 1, 2 and 3 cars? He's up into first place. Seb makes the overtake on the McLaren, but only for a brief second there. The two, Williams and McLaren, both made the overtake back on him, and he's up into P3. What a move from Seb. And Paco Yucatan has got a 5-second penalty to his name. This is a terrible weekend for them so far. Newberg also with another penalty there. Seb in P3, Namzar up in P4. Akari almost goes off the track there, and he's almost getting done by Wanyong there. Samafu is down in P7. He is right behind him, chasing him down as Safraz leads this race. Namzar's made up a few places. Akari is trying to squeeze his way past the Aston Martin there. Akari on the outside. Could he get the move down to the hairpin? Like we've seen loads of moves happen before. Akari braking early, and he goes for the switchback on the Aston Martin. What a move from Akari, the rookie, showing him how it's done. And he's moved up the places, up into P5, where he started this race. Now we're seeing a few brawls back at the back of the field. Well, he started this race really horribly, but now we are seeing the true race pace of Audi, especially in the wet. He has made a move up into P7. Is this the start of a bit of a comeback drive from him? Yucatan is now chasing down his next enemy here. He is making a move on Namzar. He's eyeing him down, sitting in the slipstream, waiting for that perfect moment to make a move on the Mercedes man. Namzar was here last season. He got a couple of race wins in that Merc, but he is now having to face off against a stronger car than him, and he is still gaining and gaining in the slipstream of that Mercedes power unit, and he's going down the inside. He tries the move, he's not able to make it stick. Can he do it around the outside? Namzar defends beautifully there and holds position. Well, it's take number 2 for the Mexican here. He will have to go for a similar move. It looks like he is gaining just a bit closer than he was before. Could he get the same move on Namzar here? Down in this deep section of Sector 2, as he's gone to the inside line again. It's the same, absolute same move, very similar to last time, and Namzar once again is able to put up some brilliant defense, but that is only inviting Wanyong in for more. And Paco Yucatan goes for the dive down the inside, but he gets forced off, and he's into the barriers. Oh my days, that is horrible for him. His front wing, the left side of his front wing is all come off, is all broken, and that means that the 2 Ford Performance cars, the Red Bull sister team, will work as a pair and overtake him here on lap 8. Yucatan will probably have to peel into the pit lane and replace that front wing, which will cost him even more time in this race. Your boy as well is almost going to overtake. The rain has started to clear up, but the track is still wet, but the rain has ceased to exist. But this would be a good time for Paco Yucatan to come into the pit lane, because his whole front wing is broken. He struggled at this corner in qualifying, he struggled with it in the race, getting forced off, but it doesn't look like anyone will be coming into the pit lane thus far. Temilolua is chasing down that Ferrari in P10, and your boy is not too far behind them. Could he make a move later down on this lap? Well, the next is Soneran goes down the inside. I'm not sure if he made the move, but Zhou leads this race by almost 10 seconds, about 7 seconds now, to Safraz in P2. And Starvex is the first one to blink here. He pits for medium tyres, and everyone else just be a little sheep following him to the pit lane. and they will all be on dry tyres. And it looks like the top 10 might be in on the next lap. Delwald in, Your Boy in, Red Boy, Monkey Cloud, they're all coming in for some new fresh tyres. And it looks like Paco Yucatan is leading a bit of a mini train here, chasing, trying to chase away from these guys, but they are just being relentless. Grace Hunter and Emilian Brules, as the Ferrari, much slower Ferrari this year, is still gaining on him with a faster and fresher tyres, as he's still closing in with that slipstream. He shifts over to the outside, and could he do what Paco Yucatan couldn't? Yes, he will. He gets the elbows out and repeats the same move that Paco Yucatan tried again and again, and he's moved up the positions into P18. Paco Yucatan, it's a terrible race for him so far. Akari over in P3, Frank's on. More battles in the midfield of the grid here. E going down the inside of the Red Bull, and he forces him wide. That is not going to look good for him in his chances of getting that promotion up to the main team. But he's forced him wide, kept track position up in P10, but he's being done by the Audi. And here comes Delwald trying to get a move on Soniran Temololua. He's gaining, but E comes down the inside of him, and he's going to try and take things back round the outside of not one, but maybe two cars here. He gets round the outside of E, and he gets round the outside of Temololua, and he's made his way up back into P9 in this race. What an overtake from him. They're trying to hold position here, but it's just too hard for him against the faster cars. Your Boy already on the outside line, trying to gain and get that slipstream from the cars ahead. Will he be able to do it? He is still trying, but Delwald manages to brake late and get down the inside of that Audi sport car, and the Red Bull of Your Boy trying to take things around the outside of Temololua, but is not able to hold position there. Soniran really trying to gain here, but there's no overtakes into the hairpin. Well, this midfield pack has been very, very close all race here. Your Boy trying to make an overtake for P10, but the rain has started to drop again. And who's that coming into the pit lane? It's a Mercedes. Delwald taking the gamble, pitting as soon as he felt the raindrops, and he's coming in for some intermediate tyres with a. It looks like everyone else is coming into the pit lane now. Akari with a 5-second penalty. Could Somerville get the jump on the Williams here? As he's exiting the pit lane now, he doesn't get the jump on him, but he's much closer than he was before. Akari will have to defend from Somerville, it looks like, in these dying moments in the race, while the two that stay out. It's actually really struggling here out in the wet, almost going off track there, holding up the lap traffic, when really the lap traffic should be holding up him. But it looks like he's skipped the pit lane line. He's not pitting. How is he staying out in these conditions on the hard tyres? Will Safraz pit is the question, and it looks like he will. He's slowing up so he can go into the pit lane safely. Safraz pits. Everyone else has pit today apart from Zanchi and E, who's down in P7, who will probably lose many more places. Safraz in for some intermediate tyres, and they will probably all get a huge undercut. As you can see, Zanchi getting overtaken by lap traffic when he should be overtaking the lap traffic. This is absolutely insane. What is he thinking? He's refused to come into the pit lane, and now he'll get overtaken. Akari up into P2, Somerville up into P3. Safraz has lost all that time he's gained. He was spinning P2. And Zanchi now finally coming into the pit lane, but it might be too late. The damage looks like it's already done, because Akari is rounding, cruising through that penultimate corner, and Zanchi is only just putting his tyres on the car. Akari through the final corner now, and Somerville through the final corner now. Safraz isn't too far behind them both. Zanchi only just getting his tyres off, and Akari is up into P1 in his rookie season, his second ever race in Formula 1. He leads a Grand Prix here. He is now the youngest ever driver to lead a Grand Prix, and Somerville is up into P2. Safraz only just barely behind the Williams of Zanchi here. Well, Zanchi has been cruising through really fast in these last couple of laps, and it looks like he'll be gaining up on Somerville rather than Safraz getting up on Zanchi, and we can expect the battle between P2 and P3 in lap 27. Summerfu, he's been trying to push, but it's to no avail. The aura of the Williams car is just hunting him down, haunting him in his dreams, and he's now right on the gearbox of the McLaren. Zanchi is gaining up on Summerfu here. Summerfu must be shaking as they are really in a battle now. Lap 27, the penultimate lap. This is where it starts to get desperate. This is where it starts to get feisty. The elbows are out, and Zanchi already trying to go to the outside line. That's not the smartest move to go on the outside there. What will come out of this hairpin? He goes for it, and he's not able to make the move. Zanchi is given the room by Summerfu, but is not able to make the move on the outside, and Summerfu glides off into the distance. Zanchi will have a second attempt down this straight. He's made up loads of time throughout this lap, and he's on the inside. He shifts over to and in to the hairpin. He's late on the brakes, going down the inside, and he's forced him wide, and Summerfu is the one that picks up the penalty. That is absolute robbery from him. I don't know how that's his penalty, but it must have been for track limits. Summerfu has been forced off by Zanchi. The question will be, was that Zanchi's corner, as he's been noted to see the stewards after the race for that incident? What a race this has been so far. Now we pan all the cameras over to the rookie, the man in the Williams, the person who, in his first ever race in Formula 1, grabbed a podium. In that race, since he started 5th. In this race, he started 5th, but he's done one better than last week. And he comes home, bringing the car safely in P1, and he wins his first ever race in Formula 1, in his second ever race in Formula 1. Zanchi will have to settle for P2, but will it be P2 at the end?